What are you doing to get ready for Kalashbash?
Things and stuff.
Alright, so you're looking at the back of my truck, and since we're going to Texas, it's going to be cowboys and bank robbers and machine guns and all matter of awesomeness. We're kind of doing a little bit of, I'm not going to be dressing up at the event, but I'm doing a little bit of a different form of LARPing. So there's my truck, and we're working on a little something here. It's going to be pretty neat when we're done, so be on the lookout. What's up, guys? So we're working on something really fun for Camp Kalash. We'll go to Kalashbash next weekend. We're going to give you a little sneak peek. And, just a little video of us playing around and getting ready for the weekend. This is a weird color, but I like it.
I like it. It's not bakelite.
It's not bakelite. It's kind of plum.
Kind of plummish.
Kind of plum.
You put your plum bag in there?
It's in the bag. Talking about my egg coat?
No, not that one. Well, that one too, but the other one.
My purple one?
Yeah, your purple one? That's pretty close, I think.
My purple mag is that color.
Yeah.
But steel plate. It's not plum. It's purple like my sling.
Like, check this out. This is supposed to be brown. I don't think it's brown.
Here, throw some on the wood right there.
Let me do it slowly and seductively.
Yes, slow and seductive. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but that shit is supposed to be brown, and it comes out purple as shit. But when it dries, it's sexy plum.
It's so sticky.
Your latex is so sticky.
You gotta blow in it. You gotta blow in it.
I did blow in it once.
Blow harder.
Look, I don't want to blow it out, okay? I don't want to get the stuff on it.
I helped paint it.
You helped paint it, and you did help a little bit. Yes, you did. But
it's like shake and bake, and I helped.
That's what I'm saying. I forget it's got four corners, and I'm the one that built the thing.
Oh my god.
God bless.
I've never heard somebody whine.
Eat my ass.
You would like that, wouldn't you?
Well, someone's got to do it. Ian hadn't done it yet. He's going to, though.
Oh yeah, what do you find out? Wait till he falls asleep.
Oh,
that looked good, actually.
That's janky at the same time. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
That's like Bootylicious Supreme.
It's like Taco Bell Supreme. What are you talking about?
My buddy that you saw his parents at the hardware store. He had a character made, and that was her name. Was Bootylicious Supreme. She was a jiving. She was a jiving, independent black woman that didn't take no shit from no man. And her name was Bootylicious Supreme. Bootylicious Supreme. Oh baby. Oh yeah. Listen, I'll touch that for a minute. Oh baby. Oh baby. Oh baby. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh baby. I hope our viewers know how much we love them and how much effort we are going through, because this is 100% for them. This is all for them. It's all for the viewers. Yeah. It's all for. Yeah. That one's janky.
That one was special. That one makes it special. You remember my stars on my flags I did?
Oh,
that one star out of everything. It was special. It was special. This is what we got here is a Romanian Draco. But it is empty. It is a Romanian Draco done by Century Arms. It was actually made in 2019. I actually bought it specifically for Kalashbash last year. And here we are. We're about to get ready for it. And this is kind of what has happened to this thing, because originally it didn't have no brace on it. It was that ugly blonde wood, the beech wood or whatever it is. It's just stupid brittle. Before we even got to shoot it, I was able to get a brace from a friend of mine. I put a chunk dong wood guard on it, and the Kyber Customs cheese grater hand guard.
Swiss grater.
Swiss grater. I always go with cheese grater because I think it's grated cheese on it.
Yeah.
But
Well, they are cheese graters, but that one's actually the Swiss grater.
Swiss grater.
It's a nitride and it's got bigger holes.
Okay. And a slant brake. And that was about it. We shot it a little bit, had some good times with it, got it ready for Kalashbash. I changed over, I think, to a 74 brake at that point, and I also put a fatty Bakelite grip on it, and I really liked it at that point. And then we decided to change it.
Then the Rona hit.
Yeah, then the Rona hit.
Then the Rona hit and bumped off Kalashbash, so we had all kinds of time to ghetto rig this thing even more.
And her name's Madame Vander, if you catch that reference. She's, let's just say she's got some choppy stuff on it now, but now she is rocking a Solar Tactical MFer. Is it an MFer? It's a magwell. It's just a polymer piece that kind of clips into the bottom of the receiver, bolts in on the side of the trigger guard, and only for me, it really aids in insertion when it comes to like an AR style, because that's more my speed. It just aids in it a hair bit, and when we're moving from target to target, it will actually aid keeping the mag in the gun a little bit easier. Next thing I really tried to do is I wanted a better brace system, and this is an SBA3 with an ace side folder. Pretty simple, you just push it down and it folds up really, really nicely.
Yeah, that's when you got to learn how to drill into hardened steel.
Yeah, before I even went to going through gunsmithing school, we decided to, as you can see, there are two nice size pins here, screws. We had to actually drill it and tap it to get it to fit. It turned out all right. We didn't have that big of a problem until we got the right drill bits. No, the right tap and dies. Yeah. Because the ones we had were actually made for aluminum, and this is steel. Another thing I had done to it was I was put on every waiting list I could to get me a ALG AC, not the ACT, but the AKT trigger, and couldn't get one. The Romanian trigger in here was garbage. Nothing else to say about that. So I kept looking, and M13 actually put in put out on their website that they had some M13 Tabco G2 polished up triggers. And I was like, you know what, cancel that ALG, I'd rather run that. Got it in, gorgeous trigger. They polished it up really good. It's really smooth and fast. It's got a longer reset than the ALG, but that's not that big of an issue for me. I can still run it. Next thing I really tried to do was I wanted something for a hand stop. I was running the shark fin style lower handguard, and it was good. It's good. There ain't nothing wrong with that handguard, but I wanted something different, so I went with a Hungarian AMD lower handguard, and we just did it now. We actually just chopped up a I think it was probably the same grip that came on this gun, and chopped it up to actually get it as like a hand stop. And I haven't got to shoot it like this yet, but hopefully later on today, this weekend, we're going to get out there and try it out. Another big thing on here is the JMEG RRD 4C Slim. The only reason I went to this, and this is a big reason, the gun, well, add one thing. I did put an ALG power spring in here, and it dramatically softened up the gun a lot. But with like the Strike Industries J-Comp had some issues with it. Wasn't the comp's fault, it was more the rifle's fault, or pistol's fault. Then I went to the Tapco 74. Both of them were creating just gigantic fireballs out of the front end. It was almost unpleasant to shoot from just standing and shooting besides everybody else around me. So I went with this one because I really wanted to cut out a lot of the flash, which is weird saying because it's got more ports than anything else, and it's actually causing less flash. But now that I've got that on there, it's actually really that's awesome. Freak bubble storm.
Let me just jump in here. We do everything in my house just about, and I've got a 1-week-old and a 2-year-old, and while we're filming, we're having us a little bubble storm. Okay, back to your regular scheduled programming.
But like I said, I changed it out for flash. Is it on me? It looks
yeah, it's on you.
Okay. it was causing a lot of flash, and I don't need that much flash, and being it is a around 11-inch gun, it's going to cause a lot of flash regardless. All that unburnt powder coming out of it is just horrendous. So I wanted something to not only tame the not so existent recoil that this gun puts out, because there's a little bit of recoil, especially going from a 5.56 gun, which I don't know anybody that will tell you that a 5.56 guns need a muzzle brake because they're stupid flat shooting any which way. It's just something added benefit of keeping the muzzle as flat as possible. And with this one right here, the muzzle doesn't even move. The sights don't move, nothing moves on it. More bubbles. So with this one, it really aided flash mitigation. That was the biggest thing for me. Recoil control, that's more technique than it is accessories. Not to say that the ALG Defense spring and the JMac custom brake on here aids in it, because it definitely does. But a lot of that can actually be handled with proper technique over parts. Now that one though, that actually is softer shooting than this one. That thing is stupid soft.
Sorry, I had to do a JMac flex.
Yeah, JMac flex on that. I'm still praying to the JMac gods out there that they do a slightly bigger thread pitch for a 45-70 lever action, because that would just be stupid cool, having a 45-70, which is a big thumper and a lot more recoil than these guns could ever think about having on something like that, because it's got a little bit of weight. It's probably about the same about this, maybe a little bit heavier. And this is his really nice. AK, he'll be shooting in the Kalashbash. Give me that.
But while we got both of them here, one thing to talk about is we both got a set of Hub City Outdoor Alice slings. And, these are great slings.
His is a special edition Barney edition.
It's Barney. It's like if Barney tried to drug you with some purple haze and take advantage of you, this is the sling he would use.
I went more with Woodland because I got in the military when Woodland was still a thing, and it's become like it's near and dear to my heart. It's kind of nostalgia more than anything, but I like Woodland, especially where we live in Alabama. Yeah. Woodland it makes sense.
Woodland and mixed with tans and multi-cams down low, Woodland up high, and you're invisible.
Yeah, but I think this is probably one of the best things I've ever seen when it comes to slings, and I've dealt with a lot of slings.
Tell you what, and this is one thing. If you order a plum sling from Hub City, when I told him I want a plum sling, he handed me a box of blanks. What he does is he takes this material and dyes it black, and it gets a nice subdued color texture, and it's always a little different. And I told him no. I pointed a giant ass roll of purple raw material, and I told him that's what I wanted.
It is horrendous.
But if you order a plum sling, it's not necessarily mil-spec webbing. It's a little different. So it does not operate as smoothly because it's a lot thicker material. Yeah, so I'm going to let Dan show you kind of how the sling works, because mine you got to work it a little bit. Yeah. It's real smooth.
Yeah, on mine, if you seen earlier, it comes down very, very simply. You actually, and this was kind of getting used to it from his point of view, is you're giving your rifle or whatever you're using a thumbs up. So you're actually pushing this right here forward and kind of pushing it forward on the end. And then bringing it back, you just pull it back. Now the thing about this type of sling is a leave it, it's a set it and leave it. You're not jacking with it, going up and down, doing all this. You get it to your right length and you leave it alone. And for me, I want something a little bit more forgiving, especially on a rifle like this, well, a pistol like this.
That's the good thing if you get the plum sling, is it's a set it, forget it kind of thing. So even though you have to kind of use two hands to set it because it's a thicker material, once you get it, just leave it there. So this is where it sits. When I'm walking the trails, it sits right here. I've got my corn buckets. But when I'm ready to shoot, it's right there, or under the arm, and it's right there.
He's actually running the Strike Industries J-Comp. He might be swapping back over to
I might
the
put
74.
The 74 on it, because I got a buddy. He's actually meeting us when we come out. I'm probably going to get a Palmer stock set from him, and I might just throw the 74 on there just so I have that Wasser wannabe 103 look, just because it's sexy.
I mean, you can't be Draco sexy, but you can get close.
I mean, it's the mighty Wasser. I mean, this is the working man's AK. Come on.
Yeah, but this is the classy man's AK.
There's nothing classy about the Draco, but the one different thing is I'm running open, so I'm running the Riton Optics X1 Tactics RRD. I normally run an aim point, but since I started working with Riton, I picked one of these up, and this is actually what I'm going to run in the competition. It's kind of be the beginning of a testing phase for it, and it's kind of cool is it uses the same 30mm mounts as the comp series, or the primary arms, the Vortex, everything, but it's freaking tiny.
It's kind of like
it's a hybrid, I think.
Yeah, it's a good
between
point
a
for
micro and a comp series.
Most people really love the micro series because of how small of a footprint it is, and usually how tiny it is. On this one, it kind of blends both of them together, I think, in a best way. Most people are going to complain about the objective lens.
The objective lens is a little smaller.
It's like a micro
5mm or something like that, and it doesn't get as bright as main point. But I did crank it all the way up to its highest setting, and I looked right at the sun, and like a dumbass. But I can still see the dot.
Yeah.
And that and one other thing. I talked about this in a video on my personal channel. If you do ever pick this optic up, in between every brightness setting, off settings, if you're one of those people that doesn't like to leave something running all the time, or it's on something that sits you safe, very quick on off because you don't have to run through all your settings to get where you want it.
I'll be running irons division heavy, so I'll be running pretty much just straight up irons. I do have an East German flip up rear on the end that opens it up a little bit more. If we're doing a lot of shooting up close, like probably around 10 yards and in, I'll probably swap to that. Just be a little bit faster, a little bit easier to pick up the rear sight. But for the most part, it's just going to be irons only, which you can do with these rifles. These firearms out to 400 or 500 yards
if you're not blind like me.
Yeah, if you're not blind like him.
I mean, I struggle at 200 yards. 200 yards with irons on AK irons at least. I'm not. With a nice setup AR, I'm generally pretty good with irons. But the problem I have is I lose focus and I'm stuck on the front side of the case.
Is your dog broken?
My dog is not broken. He is just retarded.
Okay.
But I love him anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I think these slings are, if you go to my personal page at, I do a quick little overview of the sling and how I think it is probably not the best sling, but it's as close as perfect as you can get. Because there are some slings that, especially when you're talking about long distance shooting, you're doing different techniques with your sling, and this just isn't that type of sling. It's more of a fighting sling. And it kind of fills all the roles as close as it can get. I'm very happy with it, and I know you are. You got to break yours in a little bit more.
Yeah, it's gonna kind of loose up a little bit. But that's just because it's the thick material. Like I said, the plum sling is, he does it kind of a novelty thing. It's not, like I said, he'll tell you it's not military grade webbing, as much as I hate to use that word because that normally means cheap, but it's not fighting grade material. And he says that even on his website. There's a difference in the plum sling than the standard Alice sling. It's just made with way better material. This is just thicker. This is for fun. This is so we can do it for the gram. And
like this one is military grade webbing, and that one
this is just
you can tell it, especially
it's just nylon.
It's just nylon material.
Nylon. It's not.
It's probably going to hold up just fine, especially for majority of the stuff. And guess what? If it fails or breaks or unthreads, order a new one. It's that simple. I get to see too many people getting wrapped around the axles about like it's got to be longest lasting. I do it too with aim points. I'm an aim point believer, and I stand behind aim point. But some things they can fail you, but it's how far will it take you before this?
And the thing is, if you want something that's just like I said, James made this for me for fun. That's why he sells his slings for fun. That sling right there, I think his Alice slings are $30-something.
About $30,
something like that. And if it tears up, call him. He'll fix it. Yeah. He'll either fix it or send you a new one. I know he will because he's just that kind of guy. We spent a lot of time with him last weekend. It's just that good.
And we'll be spending some more time with them with Kalashbash coming up. We'll probably do some small videos at the campsite there. Probably do a walk around of the campsite.
Yeah,
because it's going to be.
If you're at Kalashbash, make sure you come hang out with the Hub City and Iron Curtain Apparel crew, because we're going to have one hell of a campsite. We're going to have Doc Hollywood Asheville, Coach Doak 22, Hub City Outdoors, us, Mr. Balaclava Bandit, Mr. Montgomery, he'll be there. And you won't miss us.
No,
trust me. You
look for the flags.
Look for the flags. Look for the chuck wagon, and look for the fucking big flamingo.
Yeah. All right, you got anything else?
Oh yeah.
Sweet. See y'all there. Check.
Check. Winter's ball sack. Good to go.
Yeah. Dildos. Purple dildos.
All the butt plugs.
All the butt plugs.
All right, guys. So we got out here. We're just gonna confirm Zero. We got a couple days before we leave for Kalashbash. Zero this over the weekend last week, and we're gonna see what she's doing. See what he's doing with his funky new sights he put on, his East German modified little rig.
And still working with the Raptor Tactical belt, Odin Mark III, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I left my Hub City rig in the things. We've been painting and all that, and I didn't want to paint it, so I'm just going to run a couple rounds just to make sure what I got zeroed is still hitting.
And we're going to check out this right here. If you look there, that is a monster heat shield.
Yeah, we're going to see how she handles heat.
Because it's hot. I do have a glove. I will be Michael Jackson it up. But this thing generates heat. Like,
yeah, I've got 10 rounds. Like I said, I'm just seeing if I'm hitting at 100.
Yeah.
We're actually not at 100 yards is right there. But there's a lot of crap over there. Yeah. So right here we're sitting at about 80, 85 yards.
Yeah,
so it's
something like
good
that.
enough. If you're hitting at 85 yards, you'll hit it at 100. So we've got a steel silhouette. All you can see is the head. The rest of it's cardboard. I'm blind, so we'll see if I can see it. Can you see it?
The paper target?
There's actually a paper target behind it. Paper target in front of it. All you can see is a black head in the center.
Oh, that's a head in the center.
That's the steel target.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the head.
Yeah, okay.
So see what we're looking like. Look at the brightness settings on this thing a little bit. And see what we got. Bring it down so I can get my dot as small as I can. Still see it at that distance. Like I said, I'm blind. That's why I'm going magnified on just about everything. We good?
Yep. Go ahead, send it.
Just put the sporter under and I'm hitting the barrel. Pop up on it. We're going to do a little cock of knowledge real quick for you guys. I have this target behind our steel because it's all under shadows and the target's spray painted black. So you couldn't see it, so I put some paper behind it and below it. And the spalling from the target, the last shot I saw something fly, and what it was, the spalling was coming off the target, hitting the paper, and it shot this flying. That's why we don't use steel armor.
Alright, let's see. Hey.
We're going to have to torque it.
Yeah, we're going to have to torque that down. Not hearing that ting?
I'm not hearing anything. Try low. I think you had something that time.
I bet I'm going straight to the middle of that thing.
Probably. One day I put up a post about the J-Mac Customs RD4C 30S on my Marlin Dark, and somebody had actually commented asking, "Hey, what brake do you have? What comp is that?" And I was like, I didn't have time to get to it. And we shared this channel, or this page channel is on Instagram or YouTube one, and he just puts at J-Mac, trying to tag J-Mac Customs.
That was funny.
It did not tag J-Mac
really
Customs. I told him, you've got to be careful when you put at J-Mac. Make sure you put J-Mac Customs. If you don't know that joke, Google J-Mac and turn your search history off.
Yeah. I think I hit. I can see a spot there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure yeah, you're getting hits. That's what it is. You were hitting the center hole.
I was hitting the center hole.
Yeah, because what we're shooting, the main steel target I've got out here on the farm is a big dong targets, swinging and banging with nuts target. It's a steel silhouette with a center hole, 5 or 6 inch target that hangs in between for a center mass that swings, and it's got a set of nuts that swings below it. But we've blown the chains to pieces, so we've just got the torso setting up, and that's what he was doing on his couple shots. You didn't hear anything. He was shooting through the hole in the middle because he was actually aiming at the neckline. These are my shots. These are his shots, so some of his shots were hitting below because that hole wasn't there.
That hole wasn't there.
Yeah. So we're hitting pretty good for what we're aiming at, especially him shooting a freaking 11-inch gun, iron sights in the dark, because this target is in the dark. So I'm hitting at 100 yards. I'm hitting about 1 inch high, so I can compensate for that. So I'm happy with it.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else you want to throw in there?
No, I was going to do a burn down of this real quick just to see how it's going to handle.
All right, we'll get it about 20 yards and do a burn down.
Well, what's that? A bunch of stuff that's going out right now.
Yeah, no, there's a house that we.
You going?